Well, not much is going to happen today. I'm just going to temporarily move this tank over and put another 10 gallon right here. That 10 gallon will be the goldfish tank in the bathroom. These guys are going to go out into the living room. This guy is going to get a 5.5 gallon tank, and the 5.5 is going to go here. And the Oscar that's in here is going to go into the 10 gallon tank that I'm currently draining water from, and Mr. Betta is going to go into this tank. The three little randoms in here are going to go back into their 3 gallon. I put these in here to be a ditter fish to help with the Oscar, to help him get out and about more. They actually did do their job, but he's still hiding. So I'm thinking getting a bigger tank should hopefully get him to come out more often. And the 3 little randoms I'm using as ditter fish will go back into this tank. These two, their spawn is still doing just fine. That's pretty much it for this section of the video. I'll come back when I have another update. Up, making progress now. Just got done refilling up the goldfish tank. They got a pretty hefty water change, so that's why the water is a little cloudy. Going to now fill this tank up, make sure it's the temperature, and then start the acclimation process for my Oscar. And again, this is going to be a temporary setup for said Oscar. I know a few people on one of the groups I'm in is bitching at me, even though I keep saying over and over again, it's temporary. I got the poor guy from Walmart. Now I want to make sure that he is, well, healthy before I move into a more proper tank down the road. The thing is, I did plan on eventually upgrading him to a 10 gallon for a little while, because I don't have the money right now to get a bigger tank for him. The only reason, well, actually, the main reason why I haven't gotten a tank for him yet is because I legitimately don't have the room anymore. And my mom and dad only just okayed the upgrade for a 20 long right here. And that 20 long is going to be just for my goldfish. And plus, what's going to happen is that if I can't get a tank within time for my Oscar, I'm going to give my Oscar to Worlds Underwater. I've been doing that now for the past few fish I have given away, so I do have plans, even though some people may look like I'm just willy-nilly with the Oscar. I do have plans, and I do know what I'm going to do with him if I can't properly house him down the road. So don't bitch at me, because I've given you my plans of what I want to do with him if I can't properly house him within the next few months. Alright, now I'm at a point to where I can just take a small break, let both of these tanks settle down, let my goldfish figure out what they're doing. They're currently on the bottom. I'm not too scared, but I am monitoring them. I'm going to let both these two tanks get the temperature. Well, actually, let this one get the temperature, let it clear out before let the water clear out and whatnot before I add in my Oscar. So basically, I'm going to let this tank sit for about like an hour or two to let the water clear up, let it get the temperature, and of course, I will be monitoring the goldfish. But like I said, this setup right here is only temporary. Since Petco is doing their $1 per gallon sale, my father's going to find something for me to do around the house, earn $20. I'm going to use that $20, buy myself a fish tank for the goldfish. Actually, the only main reason why he went okay with this is because he likes watching goldfish. That's the only main reason why he's okayed me to plop a 20 onto here. And since these goldfish are still small and there's only 3, a 20 will be more than sufficient. And what I'm planning on doing for filtration is this filter, these 3 sponge filters, and then the whole back just lined with papas plants. And these things right here will absolutely do the bulk of the filtration. And I actually know the perfect light I'm going to use to help grow the papas plants. That light will be the light from the hate tank, because if this light right here can grow algae like it has in this tank, it will easily grow the poppus plants. It'll make the poppus plants grow overboard, which is what I want for the goldfish tank. Also, this is why I have looking at me whenever I go into the kitchen. There's Bandit. Ears. He's more or less just cratered the cardboard box. We gotta go in there and reinforce it. And then we got this little itty bitty pitty. No name yet. It's a pitty. It's cute as heck. Runs away the instant you go outside. But it's cute as heck. And of course, nuisance. And also, this gives me the opportunity to properly test out the speaker that I made for my telescope. There's like a small little tray that's supposed to be a parts tray or an accessories tray, but it's a perfect place for a little Bluetooth speaker. So this also gives me, like I said, the opportunity to properly test it. And of course, I've been testing how loud it could get. And of course, when I'm outside actually looking at stars, I'll be having music in the background, mostly playing from Sky Full of Stars, because that virtual novel has very good music, even though it's a virtual novel. But I thought I'd show how loud this little homemade speaker of mine gets. I also forgot to show High Ted off. He's currently in the kitchen. I have the water down low. I don't have the heater on because I afraid he'll get too hot. He's right there. He's gonna get the 5.5 gallon like I was talking about earlier. He's like, why did you do this to me, human? Poor High Ted. Well, if my Oscar didn't hate me, it now definitely hates me. I'm currently not acclimating him to his new tank. I'm pretty sure the temperatures are exactly the same, but I don't want to take a risk. I'm going to let him sit for about 30 minutes. Then again, I don't know if it's a male or female. I just know it don't like me. And with that, the small little 5.5 gallon tank is now set up in my room, set up in my bathroom, got everything all more or less rewired up. Now I'm just letting old High Ted there just acclimate before I add him to the tank. I actually decided to keep the 3 little randoms in here. Oh, he's been sitting here now for probably a good hour or so, he's more or less acclimated. Yeah, at least he's not going into instant hiding. There we go. And now to let him get used to his tank properly. He's gonna still sulk, of course. And looks like poor old High Ted's also kind of lazing around. He's been staying in here now for about, let's say 30 minutes or so. Of course. And more or less all I gotta do now is just see how they handle the new tank. I don't know where the three little randoms are. Oh, I see one. There's one right there. More or less all I gotta do now is just watch both of them, make sure there's nothing going wrong with them, make sure they're not acting up, and then that's it. I'm pretty sure both of them will be just fine. One of the things I do find interesting in one of my fish tanks is my little 3-gallon. Here I got one betta, two guppies, and a neon. Now I know someone said that I should have 6 neons, but I did initially start out with 5 about a year ago. All but this one neon died within a week. And I've had this neon for a good month, for a good year now. Same thing with the guppies. I've had white knight here for about, I want to say 6 months. And the thing is, I don't know which of these two it keeps dropping guppy fry. I think it might be this one, but I'm not sure. But I got a little baby guppy fry in here. This isn't the first one I've had from my guppies, but I actually had 2 in here. I don't know where the second one is. I know I saw it earlier, but I'm also the little dots you see floating around are brine shrimp. So I am trying to keep this guppy alive. And I know Mr. Betta's not going after them because, I mean not Mr. Betta, I know White Knight's not going after them because I see him hanging out with them all the time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the second one will just show up randomly again. Unfortunately, unlike the guppy, this thing won't work right. Won't autofocus. Crappy phone. Oh yeah, speaking of fry, Blake and Son have their next batch of angelfish fry right here. I'm thinking in the next 2 days they'll become free swimming. This is their second batch. So I generally know what I need to do for these guys and to prove I'm not incompetent. Here is my first batch of fry that they have. That they've had. Now let me get this in autofocus. Can't get it to autofocus. Give me a second. Sorry about the background noise. This camera sucks. There we go. Again, sorry about the background noise. Not really much I could do, but it's their second batch, and somehow I kept them alive. Here comes a little bigger tank, people. Fuck you. Oh yeah, trust me, I know how big these guys will get. I have a big angelfish. But considering I've had a pair of angelfish that are like small little things for over a year that really didn't grow out much, this is my personal experience. Yours may be different. I'll be able to keep these guys in this tank out for at least another 6 months before I need to start looking into upgrading them to a 20 tall. Alright, so it's been about like 12 hours or so, more or less, long enough to get a general idea how everyone's doing. High Tech likes his new tank. I've put his little tube in there, also put his little hammock in there. I also saw the 3 little randoms out and about prior to recording. They're still hiding. They're still a little bit skittish because I've been moving them around a lot for the past week, so they don't know if this is permanent or not. Sorry about the noise. My cat's incredibly annoying and requires patty water again. And I got 2 in here right now. I got Liz. And then we got Nuisance. Every video. Well, it's morning next day. Goldfish are back to normal. My Oscar is actually out and about. So that's cool. So it seems like everyone's doing great now. My Oscar hasn't even noticed me yet. It's more or less acting normal, but I think it noticed me. Nope. Of course, these guys just got fed, so they're definitely going to be a little more active than normal. I really need to get an SLR for these type of videos. And its fins have also healed up. Here she used to have a lot of holes in the back fins, so the fins are slowly healing up, and that's kind of that is what I want. That's actually originally why I put it into a small tank. That way so I can easily monitor her or him. But the 10 gallons is more than sufficient for right now. Alright, it may seem like I'm restarting it all over again, or just basically failed at the editing area, but I didn't. I decided I'll close off with a full 24 hours of how my fish are doing. The ones I moved, of course. Mr. High-Ted is right here. He's doing just fine. My 3 little randoms are still, of course, hiding. I'll give them about a week or so, and they'll be out and about like they used to be. High-Ted has gotten used to the tank more or less. This thing's still incredibly annoying, constantly requiring water. My goldfish are doing just fine. I cannot wait to get them into their 20 long. My Oscar is also doing just fine. Though whenever I'm not around or I have my cell phone in my hand, he will be swimming about. And he used to have holes on his tail fin and a little bit on his dorsal. Those holes have started to heal, so he is starting to get he or she is starting to get into better shape. And like I said, I do know how big this guy is going to get, so I am prepared. And like I said initially, that if I am not able to properly house this guy within the next few months, I'll just give him away to Worlds Underwater, and they'll be able to find someone that can properly take care of this guy. I've been doing that for the past batch of fish I've been giving away, and so far I haven't had any problems with them. And I thought I'll close off on this. My angelfish are asking for food again, like they always are. And the 2 little angelfish I got from them earlier, these 2 are actually legitimately growing fast. Everyone else in this tank is more or less the same size when I had them for a year now. Granted, these the 2 long fins, I've had them for a year, and they more or less look about the same size. And of course, I got this one from Worlds Underwater. Got this one due to its size. I do want to probably put a 40 breeder here to give them more room to swim, but I don't know if my parents will be willing to do that. But if you're wondering about filtration, I got more than enough filters in this tank. And I do plan on eventually just replacing this little plastic piece with a foam board box bar, and just have the whole back here lined with poppus plants, and just have a light hanging above the poppus plants to make them go into overdrive, and that'll absolutely handle filtration. I mean, I got more than enough filtration in this tank already, but never hurts to have extra. So I really think that's about it for this upload.